Hello friends, imagine a world where humans and machines are interacting with each other seamlessly, where your project decisions are made and backed by the real-time data, where you can simulate before you actually build it. And this is all possible with digital twins established for your physical entity or physical object. A virtual replica of exactly similar virtual replica of your physical entity. We call it as a digital twins. And this is all possible with the advent of the new digital technologies which are coming up in nowadays. And in recent years, there is quite a lot of development in digital technologies which enabled us to reimagine the future, what we can build. Good morning, friends. I am Vinayak Kharche. I am having 22 years of experience in leading digital transformation projects in complex environments. What I learned in my previous years is the critical aspects of digital technology is the data. The data which is generated with these digital technologies can be used for generating the insights, and those insights can be used for taking the project decisions. But are you aware that study reveals 70 to 80% of the projects are failed because those are not planned properly. And this is not because of the technology, this is because of some other reasons. Let us discuss those reasons why those projects are getting failed. Believe me, this is not the technological difficulties, this is something beyond the technology, and that we'll discuss it now. The first aspect is the lack of clear vision and lack of strategy. The vision and the strategy, if the digital initiatives are not aligned with your business objectives, that resulted into a failure of the digital projects initiatives. And that is where the alignment of digital strategy and the project objective or your business objective is very much necessary. There are certain other aspects also, like you have digital initiatives and you have not counted success factors. How you define the success of my digital initiatives or success of my project. If those success factors are not defined, then you are not knowing where I am heading, how it will considered as a successful initiative. So that is where another aspect. Then you have not defined the clear roadmap for how you are approaching your project to completion. If that is not defined, then again it calls for the failure of your digital initiatives. Another aspect of is isolated or siloed organizational structure. The siloed organizational structure where the departments are working in isolated mode. There is no collaboration within those departments. They are not collaborating with each other and they are working isolated. So that means the data is not sharing within those departments. That may call for the isolation or siloed execution. Then we have a third factor is inadequate data management and the legacy systems. Many of the organizations who are established long back, they are having the systems which are running from years, and those systems are not compatible with the new digital technologies. And that is where your new digital technology, which is having the latest modern APIs or data platforms, and your old platforms or old digital technologies is not compatible and not sharing the data among each other. Sometimes you have some objectives, or sometimes you have some digital initiatives which are not backed by the data. So you are not having some latest data available with you. that may also resulted in failure of your digital initiatives, because we don't have sufficient data available with you. With the advent of AI, that needs a lot of data, but if the sufficient data is not available, those initiatives are not going to get successful. The most important factor is constraint, budget constraint, and pressure on ROI. So most of the organizations underestimate the cost, time, and efforts required for successfully executing the digital transformation programs. And because of that, if the initial results are not coming up quickly, impatience creeps into the management or leadership, and that resulted into a failure. Because your short-term vision takes over your long-term goal, and that is where the compromise with long-term goal is not good for digital initiatives, because initially you have to be patient, you have to get things going, then only you'll get the output from those digital technologies. So this is all happening because of the technology. So digital transformation is not only a technology. This is all beyond the technology. There are some factors like people, culture, processes are more responsible for making successful digital transformation program. And those factors, people, culture, and processes, and all these things are centered around data. Those data, so okay, let's assume if I want to make my digital transformation successful, I have to answer 3 major questions. Those 3 major questions, if we are successfully answered, my program will be successful. What are those questions? So the first question is, are we empowering our employees with the right insights? Do we have sufficient data to generate those insights so that my employee can take timely decision based on the data, not based on their own judgments? Do we have systems which are built to adapt and learn quickly as based on my past data? Because nowadays the systems are coming up, if you keep on providing the data, they keep on learning. If my systems are not learning from my past data, that means my system will get obsolete over the period. So are we having that system which are learning from the data? Then do we have the processes set to accustom or set to adapt new modern data technologies or digital technologies? If my processes are still having the old, where the siloed operations are there, if I am still following the same processes, then those technologies adoption will be difficult for the organization. So if we are able to answer these questions, I think we will be able to solve the digital transformation program which is not getting successful. So there is a very good concept earlier that organizational framework which is used to get implemented is people, process, and technology. Now with the advent of all modern technologies, there is one more factor introduced into this framework is people, process, technology, and the data sits at the center of these factors, and data is coordinating with all these so that we'll get right kind of insights to the employees or people to get the right decision making. And this is all happening because the right data is available to right people at the right time. The same time, the processes are set so that you can execute the execute the processes with digital technologies, and minimum human intervention is required. So you can automate the process so that your work can be done quickly. And obviously the technology aspect is there, so we need to adopt the technology. But today we are not talking about the technology, the aspects which are over and above the technology. So friends, I will leave you with the thought, wherever you work, whichever field you work, the question remains, do you want to lead this change or will you be part of this change happening to you? Transformation is not just about the technology, it's about the mindset. Thank you.